Alright, so let's chat for just a bit about AR verbs, about conjugating AR verbs. It may seem like a lot, but there's actually not as much to it um, as you might think. So you'll see AR verbs, present tense. It's your bread and butter. The present tense is your bread and butter. It's the name of the game. Um, you'll see that these AR verbs, you're going to see the A pop up everywhere except for yo, um, which I've highlighted here in red. So now that we've got that at least, let's talk a little bit more about what we see. The yo form always ends in o. I remember it. Yo o ends in o. The tu form. This is for tu, as. Um, the tu form, I think of you as a snake. I just tell myself, I think back to like films and things like that that I have seen. Um, and remember, oh, you're a snake. Tú hablas. Tú bailas. Practicas. Hissing just like a snake. Okay, moving on. Here we have one letter and one person. This would be él or ella or usted. Um, any of these, but each of these, he, just one person, she, just one person, usted, just one person. So it's one letter, and since it's an AR verb, we're just going to leave it then at that A. And then over here for nosotros, it's a long letter, and it's a long, or excuse me, it's a long word, and it's the longest ending. And you also have the os ending, and the os ending here. Nosotros, sos. Hablamos, sos. Um, it's not because this is masculine and plural, don't get confused there. But you could have nosotros, or perhaps nosotras, hablamos, nosotras, bailamos, whatever the case may be. This one is for vosotros, just in case you care. Vosotros, habláis, bailáis, but we don't really care. And this is for ellos, or ellas, or ustedes. Ellas, ellos, or ustedes. Don't get confused here as well. Usted, ustedes, this is just a word that ends in a consonant. So to make it plural, we add es. And that's exactly what we've done here. We just have ustedes. And I remember ustedes, ellos, ellas. It's very, very similar to the él or ella or usted form, but it's more than one person. And gasp, we have more than one letter. Well, we already know that first one's an A, so we just have to remember this next one is an N. Ellos hablan, ellos bailan, ellas practican, whatever the case may be. All right, and moving onward. Now we're going to switch over to el pretérito, the preterite, the simple past. The things that used to happen, or excuse me, the things that happened and are no longer happening. Now, again, there's not actually as much here to remember as it might seem at first glance. So let's start with the yo. It's a single letter ending here. Yo hablo, yo bailo, and it's also just a single letter here. A. How do I remember to go to an A? Well, I remember it this way. We have verbs of the type AR, ER, or IR. And here in the preterite for yo, the AR is going to look a little more like ER. And actually the ER is going to look weird, and it's going to remind you of the IR. So this is not the yo ending for an ER verb, but it's an E, it's the letter E, and it just makes me think of ER. If this helps you, great. If not, that's okay. Now here, for tu, we had as. the AS ending, which I'm going to color over now, so don't cry. I promise the red is still there, it's still an AR verb. But, tú, here, as, tú hablas. And guess what, folks? We're still going to start out here with that same as. And also, we're going to add te, haste, tú hablaste, tú bailaste. This te even reminds you of tú, like in te gusta, te interesa, whatever the case may be. And this is the tú spot. So if that helps you remember, as, just like the present, plus a te, haste, all together. And now, coming down here, again, we have another single letter, because each of these is just a single person. And here we have also a single letter. Oh, notice this one has an accent mark. This one does not. There's a reason for it. Listen to the pronunciation difference. Hablo. Hablo. It's a question of where you put the stress, the emphasis, which syllable gets the emphasis. Habló, bailó, practicó. Hablo, bailo, practico. This one is present tense, this one is past. If you forget the accent mark, you're writing the exact same letter as what you would see here. Not going to work. Alright, moving on for the nosotros form. Again, I'm going to cover over it, don't cry. Guess what? You don't have anything new to memorize. Amos is all that you do. And life goes on. I don't even know what this one is in the preterite because I never use it. Nobody ever uses it. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. So moving on from vosotros, now we're going to look at the ellos, ellas, ustedes. Here in the, I don't know what color you would call this, orange, brown. I'm going to go with brown just because it's one syllable. Okay. So that same an from the present tense ending, you're still going to have it. It's not going to go away completely. Oh, dear me. It is acting up. So that same an, it's not going away like you might think. It's just going to spread apart a little bit, and we're going to put something in between. Namely the letters R and O to form the ending aron. Ellos hablaron, ellas bailaron, ustedes practicaron. This is all the AR ending in the preterite. So, not quite as much different as you might have originally thought. And moving here to el imperfecto, you're going to notice also there's not so much different as you might have originally thought. So, keeping with the same idea, yo, I'm a single person, just one person, one letter. One person, one letter. El imperfecto for ARs, it's all going to be the letter A plus the letter B plus something. So here for yo, that something is just one letter. Single letter, single person. Yo hablaba, I used to talk. Yo practicaba, I was talking, or I was practicing. Yo bailaba, I used to dance, whatever the case may be. And now again, we're going to get the A, B beginning, and something that's going to come after it. Now, what do you think might potentially come after this? Well, if you said the letters A and S, you're correct. Habas. Same just like here. And now, here's where perhaps it might get just a teensy bit confusing. You got the same A, B, like normal. And then what's going to go here? Just one letter. Ah. I don't know why it's the same as yo. You don't have to use the pronouns yo and él or ella or usted after we know who you're talking about. You can't just out of nowhere say hablaba mucho, used to speak a lot. We don't know who you're speaking about. So tell us, yo hablaba mucho or ella hablaba mucho. And then after that, if we know that we're still talking about yo or ella, we can just leave out the yo or ella. Okay, moving on. But either way, it's still one person, one letter. One person, one letter. One person, one letter. For all of these.
Naima left. Please come to the main office.
Moving on, moving on.
To the main office.
Alright, so now we have our AB, and something's going to have to come after it. What do you think might potentially come after it? Well, if you said amos, you would have been correct. And just because, does this now hablábamos end in a vowel or S? Yes, it does. So the accent, the stress should fall here, but we don't say vamos. We say hablábamos. Bailábamos, contábamos, whatever the case may be. I'm sure this is probably habáis or something like that. But again, nobody cares. Alright, and our last one. We're going to have that same A, like we've always had, for all of these, because there are verbs, and the B. So, blah, 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 blah. Now, what in the world might we put at the end here? Well, you know, it's going to be this same AN from the present tense. Hablan. Ellas hablaban. They used to talk. Ellos bailaban. They used to dance, or they were dancing. Ustedes contaban. You guys were counting, used to count. So either way, there you have it. There are three tenses: el presente, el pretérito, el imperfecto, all for the AR verbs. And you can see there's not really as much difference between each of them as you might originally have thought. There are clues. If you can at least get this one down pat, memorize it so good you can recite it in your sleep, then there are at least clues within this to help you get almost any other conjugation, actually, any other tense other than just these two. But there you have it.